All river trips begin at River Mile Zero by launching at historic and scenic Lee's Ferry, Arizona. The next place one can drive a vehicle to the river's edge is over 225 miles downstream. Here passengers on river trips do their last-minute preparations for the trip, adjust their life jackets, and pack their water-resistant bags with the items needed for the day on the river. An essential part of every river trip is always having a hat and a bottle of water close at hand. There are 4 different type craft that people choose to raft the canyon in. One is the 18-foot oar raft. It offers a thrilling and intimate ride close to the water. An expert guide rows, and 4 passengers hang on, although they sometimes take a turn at the oars if they wish. The largest rafts on the river are the motor rafts. They hold 12 to 18 passengers and 2 to 3 crew. The captain uses a quiet, 4-stroke modern technology outboard motor to navigate the waters. At first people are nervous and look for handholds, but they quickly realize that these are stable and secure craft with lots of room on board to move about and to socialize. The exciting paddle raft is the most participatory and adventuresome raft, with 6 paddlers working as a team and an expert guide calling commands and steering from the stern. Paddle rafts can vary in size, from a small 14-footer like the one shown here to a large 18-foot paddle raft loaded with gear. You are most likely to fall into the river in a paddle raft, which adds to the fun for those people who love adventure. The dory is a fun craft that offers an unique rocking horse style ride to the rapids. They are 18 feet in length and they can carry 4 passengers with a professional guide at the oars. 4 miles down from Lee's Ferry is historic Navajo Bridge, anchored to the walls of the Kaibab limestone. It was built in 1928. The rapids and the canyon walls grow in size as the rafts float down the river. The majority of the biggest rapids are just above and below Phantom Ranch, 87 miles downstream from Lee's Ferry. At mile 33, all trips stop at Redwall Cavern, where they often play frisbee or volleyball in this enormous overhang. Just looking out to the serene river from the depths of the cavern is a magical experience. Hiking up spectacular and sometimes lush side canyons is a big part of every trip. Always carrying your water, of course. Sometimes hikes require some scrambling up or over boulders, where a helping hand can be welcome. But the end is always worth it. Here is the end of the 1.5-mile hike up to the waterfall in Saddle Canyon. The Little Colorado River at mile 61 is where azure spring water erupts from Sacred Springs 4 miles up this long side canyon. The confluence of the Little Colorado River and the mighty mainstream Colorado is beneath majestic Chuar Butte. This is the only place where the endangered humpback chub, a native fish of the Colorado River system, can still breed, as the main river is now too cold because of the upstream dam releases. This is one of the favorite places for river trips to stop. Passengers and guides alike enjoy the turquoise warm waters. And swimming a small rapid is one of the highlights. Side hikes are a big part of every trip. Here a trip visits an Anasazi ruin in the Furnace Flats area. The upper portion of the river has the most archaeological sites to visit. Every day the magnificent scenery changes as trips enter the different geologic layers that compose the Grand Canyon. Comanche Point towers above the cliffs, which are aptly named the Palisades of the Desert. The Grand Canyon is a canyon composed of thousands of canyons, and river trips love to explore these magical places. This forbidding side canyon is in the deepest and oldest geological layer of the canyon, the 1.8 billion-year-old Vishnu Schist. The rapids continue to grow in size and number as trips near Phantom Ranch and the deepest part of the canyon. Rafts often stop at Phantom Ranch Beach, and rafters walk the 1/4 mile trail up into the side canyon where historic Phantom Ranch is located. This is where some river trips let passengers off or pick up new ones for what are called partial trips. Zoroaster Temple towers over Phantom Ranch. When hiking into or out of a Grand Canyon river trip on the Bright Angel Trail, you arrive at the Bright Angel Bridge. This is approximately 89 miles downstream from Lee's Ferry, the start of every Grand Canyon raft trip. Rafters and hikers alike enjoy purchasing postcards at the Cantina and having them mailed by mule train from the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Granite Rapids is a wild washing machine ride that one is guaranteed to come out at the bottom totally soaked. Rafters on motorboats often choose to sit right on the bow to sink their teeth into the biggest waves. Out on the bow, you are in for one wild ride. Floating along, one has time to daydream and imagine, often seeing the faces of the ancients in the rocks. Stops for lunch and hiking during the day give one ample time to stretch their legs and explore. Everyone is sure to be hungry by lunchtime. Lunches always have plenty of fresh meat, cheese, vegetables, fruit, plus ample snacks. Ells Chasm in Royal Arch Side Canyon at mile 116 is almost always a stop. And everyone enjoys a refreshing dip or jumping from the rocks into this pristine pool. Deer Creek has a 100-foot waterfall that flows out of the Tapete Sandstone almost to the river's edge. All trips stop here to cavort and play, often hiking up into the Deer Creek Side Canyon. Havasu Canyon is another place where trips stop to hike and swim. Shady trees and wild grape grow profusely along this warm and delightful side stream. The spring waters of Havasu also have minerals and calcium carbonates in it that give it the same blue colors as the Little Colorado River. At mile 179, raft trips encounter the famous Lava Falls Rapid. Here a paddle raft paddles for all they're worth. Like the people in this oar raft, you are sure to have an exhilarating ride at Lava Falls. Motorboats even take lava seriously, as Lava Falls is one of the biggest rapids on the river, given a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. At Whitmore Wash, mile 187, some people leave the canyon with a 10-minute helicopter ride to the rim. Some passengers will fly in at this point and do the 3 to 5 day trip to the far western end of the Grand Canyon. Usually they stay the night before at a ranch and enjoy horseback riding and ranch activities. But for those going out, it's just up, up, and away. After landing at the family-owned cattle ranch, passengers shower and have lunch before taking a plane back to either the start of their trip or Las Vegas. The views are stupendous, and they fly home with fantastic memories. Trips are between 2 to 5 more days in the canyon below Whitmore Wash, and there is still plenty of action, even though the more famous rapids are now upstream. Trips that continue on through this section get to stop at Pumpkin Springs, mile 213, which is an unusual travertine formation that has warmish spring water. Some people believe that this is the home of the Great Pumpkin. The last side hike in the canyon is usually at the mysterious Travertine Canyon before arriving at Lake Mead. People who go all the way to Lake Mead have truly traversed the entire 277-mile length of the Grand Canyon. Geologically, this is the end of the Grand Canyon, as the cliffs recede and the river widens into a lake. As passengers get closer to the end of the canyon, they have time to look back and reminisce on their remarkable experience of rafting through the entire length of the Grand Canyon.